Good morning from Bali, everyone. It's Hanifa Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I wanted to talk about authenticity and presence in our service industries. You know that I'm focusing on healthcare and hotels, hospitality, in this series especially, and I wanted to talk about this authenticity. So I thought I'd start today with this quotation, which says, "Details matter. They create depth, and depth creates authenticity." Depth creates authenticity, so details matter. And I know from the very first practice that I ever created, I can say that details mattered. So the colors that I would put into the rooms that I was creating, and I only had the reception area and a treatment room, and then I had a storage room for files. But in that space, it was so important that things matched and things looked really pleasant. That's also for my sense to feel that, oh, it feels so nice to be in this office. And every time I was, it felt so good. And of course, paintings that I put on the walls, I would put beautiful images with nice quotations on them. And it was really important. I had gone to a particular business before I had started my practice. The business that I had gone to was actually a, a recycling company. So it was interesting. Of all places, it was so well set up. It was so beautiful to walk through that even though the work was recycling, the service and the presentation of the space was so beautiful. And I remember the service included that it was raining, and on the first day that I had gone there, that there was a person at the door that came out with an umbrella and made sure that I got in without getting wet. And it was so wonderful. So of course there was also the driver that was sent to pick me up. And I can tell you that this is service. This is service. This is this whole idea of being aware of what will make a client, a guest, a patient, a receiver of service feel comfortable. And I've noticed this in my stays in the last few years, where I've stayed at several hotels, many hotels, and I have had the service of drivers. And here I can say that one of the things that I notice is there are certain drivers that will take my bags and put them into their car so gently and so carefully, so kindly, and others that just push it in and I'll say pretty much throw it into their car and get into their side of the driver's seat. And it's different. It's a different energy. And when we are authentic, details matter. So this is, again, even in a car, a clean car has a very different feeling for someone who is getting a ride than a car that has a lot of mess around. Of course, most people know these things. Of course, a hotel, the cleanliness matters, and all of these details matter. I know that one of the things that I loved about here is when these little details of flowers, so people learn that I like flowers, and I think it was even part of the practice of the actual place I'm staying, that was just to leave some flowers. So I noticed that it wasn't happening just for me, it was happening for all the guests that would stay. And I loved that detail, that it was just a little bit of extra that was put in for out of care. And it's a detail that for myself was very well received. And this is important. Then the next quotation that I wanted to talk about is this quotation by Dr. Myles Munroe. This quotation says, "Our character should be louder than our presence." Our character should be louder than our presence. Our character, what is our character? And our character could be one that's kind of trying to finish things quickly. Our character is busy. Our character could be one that really cares. I really care. I can tell you that it was so nice to actually have that first office, to establish who I am in that office. But it was the same person that I was through my schooling days, that I was in my practice. And some of the patients that I saw in my first practice actually followed me from when I saw them at the naturopathic college that I studied at. And it was so lovely, and they knew my character, and my character was something that people could trust, that here is my character. Now I want you to know that, I want us all to know that character matters towards everyone. So how I speak to the staff. So when I worked in clinic reception, how I spoke to the staff, how I spoke to clients or guests, or how I spoke to the students was all the same. It's from a caring space, and this character is not something that one has to put on a different mask for this situation, a different mask for this situation, be really serious here, be really fun here. I am lighthearted, and I love seeing people smile. I love smiling myself. I love laughing. I love making sure that whether a task takes a short time or a longer time, it's fun in the process and that a person feels like coming back. And I always had so many students come back to the desks that I would work at to just chat. I also had lots of academic staff that would come over to chat with me. And it was such a wonderful feeling because there was nothing put on. It was just that I actually really do care. And this is something that a lot of times in service industries, as long as there's a smaller number of people, I find, there's usually a little bit more care, there's usually a little bit more attention, there's a little bit more service. But I'm also recognizing that things change. So any places that I stay a little bit longer, things change. So you'll probably notice if you've gone to different hotels or even healthcare, if you're going for the first time, you get a very different care and welcome and kindness and consideration in that first visit. And then the second, third time, fourth time. So here in Bali, I've been in some places for much longer times, and I notice that this changes, that or can change, where the care and consideration, the welcome on the first day and the last day, where it's like, I'm so happy you came, is very different than the second week, second month, that sort of idea. I've even heard of some business owners that will say that, oh, these people love it here. They love this place. They've been here like 5 times already. Can you believe? And when I notice there's an ease definitely with those people, yet there isn't the same, do you need anything? Are you okay? Is anything going on for you? There's not the checking in. And I find that medical settings have the same experience. So whether it's hospitals where a person is a repeat client that comes in, this is going on, this is going on. By the third, fourth, fifth time and familiar face is seen, there's not the same consideration, not the same compassion, not the same care. And this is something for us all to be mindful about because we all change. So even the guest might be very polite and kind the first time that they come. And then the third, fourth, fifth time, it's kind of like, well, you know that I like this, right? But what I like today might change tomorrow. So if I am in the service industry, if I am in the work of providing service, thinking that I know someone because I've seen them before is a really important thing to catch ourselves in, because today may be different than yesterday. Someone today might have heard of an ill family member. Someone today might have had a really poor drive into wherever you're working. So whether it's a hospital or whether it's a private practice or whether it's a hotel, someone today might be different than all the other days that you have interacted with the person. To be present is to be present now, not to be present with, I already know this person. This is the service we provide, is to be present, attentive, aware in the now. And our character can actually create this awareness of knowing that today I am present with what is happening today. And this is so important for whether we are employees or employers or guests or patients, to be present with where am I right now? What is the energy that I'm giving out? Because if you are in a welcoming energy, you will receive welcoming energy. And if you do not change your energy because, oh, well, that was supposed to be a surefire way to get welcoming energy, but they weren't welcoming because we don't know what they're going through, whoever you're looking at. We never know what another person is going through. And today I really would like to focus on the service industry and know that first we have to know where we are. So if a driver is in a rush or if a driver is worried about something and notices that, oh my goodness, I forgot to clear off something from that chair that they're going to be sitting on in my car, they'll clear it off, and that's okay. And we can be forgiving and understanding and loving to know that, oh, they noticed something that they wanted it to be better and they made it better. And that's something that we can all do. But in the service industry, we are actually caring for others If we are caring for others, we need to know where are we ourselves and can we care for others with the same compassion, care, consideration, and character and spunk that we had the first time or the last time we see them. Finally, I wanted to talk about success, and this success in terms of authenticity is really important too, because authenticity and presence is truly aligning with who we are and our kindness and our consideration and our generosity and our warmth. And this energy, this character is authentic, and it's also what some businesses will call showing up. They're really showed up, or they're not. You're not showing up for work today. It's not just coming into work. It's what's the energy you're carrying here. And so this quotation, it's by J.J. Watt. It says, "Success isn't owned, it's leased, and rent is due every day. Show up, pay your dues, and success will be yours." Show up, pay your dues, and success will be yours. So just because you paid your lease, I've done this much and I've made this much of a space. So whether you're in hospitality or healthcare, remember that I've done this much turns into that ego space, and that doesn't allow us to show up authentically. Today, I hope that we will all show up authentically. I wish you a fabulous day or night ahead, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day or night, everyone.